of all, I would like to express my gratitude to Harshat Prabhu for making this presentation. I'm really grateful to him. Otherwise, I would not have been able to give this class. Okay, so we'll start. So spontaneous devotion further described. So it's extension of the chapter number 15. So in attitude of the denizens of Vrindavan, such as Nanda Maharaj and Mother Yashoda, is to be found the ideal transcendental concept of being the father and mother of Krishna, the original personality of Godhead. So it's found ideal transcendental concept of being father and mother of Krishna. Actually, no one can become the father or mother of Krishna, but devotees' possession of such a transcendental feeling is called love of Krishna in parental relationship. So actually, Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda, they are father and mother. Actually, Krishna is supreme. For him, no father and mother. But Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda has had feelings for Krishna. So actually, no one can become father and mother of Krishna, but devotees possession of such a transcendental feeling. But they have that feeling, Krishna is my child. So this kind of love for Krishna is called in parental relationship. So who has this relationship? The Vishnu, Krishna's relative at Dwarka, also felt like that. So they feel some relationship in terms of familiar relationship. So spontaneous love of Krishna in the parental relationship is found both among those of denizens of Dwarka who belong to the dynasty of Vishnu and among the inhabitants of Vrindavan. So both have, even the Vrindavan Vasi and Dwarka Vasi both have this feeling for Krishna. So spontaneous love of Krishna as exhibited by Vishnu and denizens of Vrindavan is eternally existing in them. So they are eternal. They don't have to practice and all. So in the stage of devotion service where the regulatory principles are followed, there is no necessity of discussing this love. For it must be developed of itself at more advanced stage. So where there is when you are following rules and regulations, so why are you following rules and regulations? Because you have not developed that attachment. If you would have developed that attachment, then uh, no rules and regulations are required. You can directly act on that platform. Okay. So that's why, what is the eligibility for spontaneous devotional service? That's why what is the eligibility? That's the discussion point. The person desiring to follow in the footsteps of such eternal devotees of the Lord as the Vrishnis and Vrindavan denizens are called Raganuga devotees. So previously what we saw was mostly Ragatmika. Okay. So person desiring to follow in the footsteps of such an eternal devotee of the Lord as a Vishnu and Vrindavan denizens are called Raganuga devotee, which means they are trying to attain the perfection of those devotees. Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda Mai are parent of Krishna. Then Devki Vasudha, they are parents of Krishna. Then they have other relationship. So they want to become like that. So they have that feelings. They want to uh, achieve. They want that kind of mode. Okay. So they are following the footsteps of Nanda Maharaj and Sodamai, Devki and Vasudev. So they are following the Ragatmika Bhaktas. So they are called Raganugas. So this Raganuga devotee do not follow the regulatory principle of devotional service very strictly, but by spontaneous nature they become attracted to some of eternal devotees such as Nanda Maharaj, Nanda or Yashoda. Now, what does it mean? This Raganuga devotee do not follow the regulatory principle of devotional service very strictly. So once upon a time, what happened? I think Prabhupada was in Los Angeles temple. I don't know which temple exactly. So some offering was going for deity, and Prabhupada was also taking uh, his diet meal. And when offering was going, so that plate was covered with the lid. So Prabhupada told, what are you taking? Huh? Then devotee said, Prabhupada, it is not yet offered, not yet offered. Prabhupada said, I don't care, what are you taking for the date? Show me. So Prabhupada said, laddu, so give me one laddu, then you offer to Krishna. So the point here is that, so these are exceptional case. Means, so this Ragananda devotee do not follow regulative principle of devotion very strictly. Means, so here you can see the relationship. अरे पहले मैं खाऊंगा बाद में भगवान का दूंगा. Yes. So that's with that relationship. Okay. But by spontaneous nature, they become attracted to some of the eternal devotees such as Nanda Rishla. So in his mood, it was not that he didn't want to offer to Lord, but he was thinking that I'll steal from the plate of Krishna. So that was the mood. Okay. So in that scenario, it seems that you are not following the regulative principle very strictly. And they try to follow in their footsteps spontaneously. So there is a gradual development of ambition to become like particular devotee, and this activity is called Ragananda. So these kind of things, these kind of feelings to follow in the footsteps of the denizens of Raja is not possible unless one is free from material contamination. So those who are in the Raganuga platform, sometimes they don't follow the rules and regulations very strictly. They act out of love. So I can give one more example that what happened in Vrindavan, there was one Chobe Brahmana. So not Chobe Brahmana, there was one deity. So Krishna personally he has manifested during the time of Sanatan Goswami. There were two boys. They were Krishna and Balram. So they were playing in the house of one Brahmana. So when Sanatan Goswami saw that, when he was passing, he saw that lady. As soon as he wake up, immediately, एक हाथ से ब्रश कर रही है, दातुन कर रही है और एक हाथ से कुकिंग कर रही है. और ऐसा करके, by doing this way, she is feeding Krishna. And Sanatan Goswami came and told her, this story come, I think, in Madhurya Kadaki. So then Sanatan Goswami told her, you should take bath, you should make yourself clean, then you should, after wearing nice clothes, you should cook for Krishna. So she started following the instruction of Sanatan Goswami, because Sanatan Goswami is the guru of Vrindavan. So as soon as she was doing that, she started doing this thing. So, Nahana, especially for ladies, it takes time. If it is men, then पानी डाल के कपड़ा पहन के निकल गए, 5-10 मिनट भी नहीं होती. Those who are wearing dhoti kurta, for them I'm talking. Yeah. So and Krishna started crying. And I think that Krishna came in the dream of Sanatan Goswami. I could not remember exactly what it is. And Krishna chastised Sanatan Goswami that he spoiled my food time, something. Then Sanatan Goswami came and told her, that lady again, that do you serve Krishna the way you were serving earlier. So Sanatan Goswami understood these two boys are Krishna and Balram. He understood. So again, he came to that lady and told her, पहले जैसे कर रहे थे ऐसे ही करो, because this child become hungry and you serve them in that mood only. So here it seems that lady is not following rules and regulations, but still she is acting for Krishna out of love. Out of love. Okay. So, okay, she was not clean bodily, she's brushing and all. I remember I was staying with anyway, I don't want to tell that story. So in the following the regulative principle of devotion, there is stage called anartha nivruti, which means disappearance of material contamination. So we Following the footstep denizens of Braja is not possible unless one is free from material contamination. So material contamination doesn't mean that you are physically clean. It's about calm, krodh, lobh, moh, and matsar. So sometimes someone is found imitating such a devotional love, but actually is not free from anartha or unwanted habits. So these are the precaution. Okay, no, those who are at Raganuga level, they don't need to follow rules. Don't follow rules and regulations. It's not that they don't need, but they don't follow regulatives. Principles are very simple, but they act out of love for Krishna. But there are so many people they act on this platform, although they are not clean in their heart, although they are not free from anartha. So this is precaution. Sometimes someone is found imitating such a devotional love, but actually he is not free from anartha or unwanted habit. So it has been seen that so-called devotee proclaims himself follower of Nanda and Yashoda or Gopi, while at the same time his abominable attraction for mundane sex life is visible. Such a manifestation of divine love is mere imitation and has no value. Has no value. There are so many such things. There are some people, they claim themselves of Krishna, and some are consider themselves a gopi. They do Ras Lila, then they afterwards they end up in sex. There are some men who wear the clothes like women and they consider they are gopis. They understood their swarupa in Krishna Lila, and they end up in sex. So when one is actually spontaneously attracted to the loving principle of the gopis, there will be found no trace of any mundane contamination in his character. Okay. So therefore, in the beginning, everyone should strictly follow the regulative principle of devotional service according to the injection of the scripture and spiritual master. That's why it is very, very important to follow a regulative principle of devotional very strictly. Otherwise, people end up in uh, miseries. How? Being a sahajya. Only after the stage of liberation from material contamination can one actually aspire to follow in the footsteps of devotees in Vrindavan. Yes, it said that when one is actually liberated from material contamination, he can always remember the eternal devotee in Vrindavan in order to love Krishna in the same capacity. So if you are liberated, so Goswami said that. And developing such an aptitude, one will always live in Vrindavan even within his mind. Even if he is not able to live physically, he can live in the mind. The purport is that if it is possible, one should go and physically be present at Brajabhumi Vrindavan and be engaged always in service of the Lord, following the devotees in Brajadham, spiritual realm of Braja. If it is not possible, however, to be physically present at the Vrindavan, one can meditate anywhere on living in that situation. We can meditate. We saw that story, right? So whatever he may be, one must always think about the life in Brajadham, about following about following in the footsteps of particular devotee in the service of the Lord. A devotee who is actually advanced in Krishna consciousness, who is constantly engaged in devotional service, should not manifest himself even though he is attained the perfection. So he said that even someone has attained the perfection, who should not manifest to external people. The idea is that he should always continue to act as a neophyte devotee as long as his material body is there. Externally, dikha we are neophyte. Okay, but activities in devotional service and the regulative principle must be followed even by the pure devotees. Regulative principle must follow the time. But when he realizes his actual position in relationship with the Lord, he can, along with the discharging of regulative service, think within himself of the Lord under the guidance of particular associate of Lord. So He can think of that Raganuga plan within the mind. He doesn't have to show externally. Okay, so he can externally he has to follow rules and regulations. Okay, just like Prabhupada, one place he did, but he always followed rules and regulations. That Bhakti Siddhanta Suresh Thakur is Manjar in Krishna Lila. All the acharyas, they have something in Krishna Goloka Vrindavan. Bhakti Thakur is Manjari. Rup Goswami is Rup Manjari, but they strictly followed the rules and regulations. They didn't show. Okay. And what happened that but when he realized that his actual position in relationship with the Lord, he can, along with the discharging of devotional service, think within himself of the Lord under the guidance of particular associate of the Lord and develop his transcendental sentiments in following that associate. So in this connection, we should be so careful about so-called Siddha Pranali. So just all of you are there. I want to say something. There are so many different kind of people. They come, they wear dhoti kurta. Okay, so and Bhakti Vinod Thakur has already won that. Nake tilak gale mala sangele pare bala ete ka kalire chela something. So they apply tilak on the forehead. They wear kanthi mala. So they think about opposite sex. They are kalika chela. So even when you come to temple and all, we just I'm giving telling you as precautionary measurement that many people they show they are advanced and all. They have to be careful. Okay. They should, because temple give the opportunity. The temple gives opportunity to everyone to purify themselves. Okay, because there is no other way. So sometimes so many people come like they come with different intentions and they spoil the name of the temple. That is different. But ऐसा होता है, मुझे डिटेल में जाना नहीं है, आप शॉर्ट लैंग्वेज में समझ जाइए. So and so that's why whomever you are associating, you should carefully observe them. Are they regularly attending morning program of in the temple? They are attending Mangla, they are chanting 16 rounds visibly. माइंड में क्या सोच रहे हो तो मुझे पता नहीं रहेगा, बट 2 घंटा उधर बैठ के खड़े होके चल के जब तो कर रहा है ना मंदिर में. And is he attending Bhagavatam class? Is he connected with some temple management, temple authority? So we should observe these things. Sometimes बहुत सारे लोग भक्ति के नाम पे करते हैं, अपना प्रचार करते हैं. And you should see he's preaching because someone has authorized him, or he's just doing out of all those things. So of course that is Guru's instruction, so you may not come to know. But you should see if he connected with the management and all. Is attending morning program, because sometimes people start that business and they exploit opposite sex. ऐसा भी कर सकते हैं. It happen. So it doesn't happen so oftenly, but sometimes some rare case come up and all. So we should be careful. So we should be careful about the so-called Siddha Pranali. So that's why this statement is coming. So I am telling this. The Siddha Pranali process is followed by the class of men who are not very authorized, who have manufactured their own way of devotional service. They are not authorized, they manufacture their own way of devotional service. We imagine that they have become associate of the Lord simply by thinking themselves like that. This external behavior is not at all according to regulative principle. Their external behavior is not, sorry, this external behavior is not at all according to regulative principle. So the so-called Siddha Pranali process is followed by Prakruta Sahaji of pseudo so-called pseudo Vaishnavas. In the opinion of Rupa Goswami, such activities are simply disturbance to the standard way of devotional service. So there was one person during the time of Bhakti Vinod Thakur in Bengal or Orissa, I could not remember. So he was claiming that he's God, and he was exploiting the opposite women. So later on, Bhakti Vinod Thakur punished him. He was tantric. So he was hypnotizing the woman and doing whatever he can do with them. So later Bhaktivinoda Thakur caught him, then he punished. So, the temple is the Jesus saying, if temple comes to they take action. So Srila Rupa Goswami, so these are like they act, they wear the clothes like gopi, and you know, they also hold the hand of a woman and they dance and they end up in what happened, all these things. Anyway, so Srila Rupa Goswami said that learn Acharya recommend that we follow the regulative principle even after development of spontaneous love of Krishna. So although we have developed spontaneous love of Krishna, we should still follow the regulative principle of devotional service. Okay. So according to regulative principle, there are 9 departmental activities. You know that Sravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Padasevam, Archana, Vandanam, Dasam, Satmana, Atmanivedana. Okay, so there are 9 activities as described above, and one should specifically engage himself in the type of devotional service of which he has natural aptitude. For example, one person may have particular interest in hearing, another may have particular interest in chanting, another may have particular interest in serving in temple. These or any of the other 6 different type of devotional service, remembering, serving, praying, engaging in the service of particular, being in a friendly relationship or offering everything in one's position should be executed in full earnestness. In this way, everyone should act according to his particular taste. Okay, so I'll end here. Another part will cover tomorrow. So thank you very much. Hare Krishna.